A lot of the times when you're playing Apex, your teammates die, or you're running away from a squad, and you need to get somewhere quick. Now, if you're playing Pathfinder, you could always hit your chances and just grapple away. Hope that you can get away. However, sometimes if you're playing Pathfinder, there's a better choice. And that better choice is to go into one of these hiding spots. So we're going to start on Broken Moon because Broken Moon's here. And I'm going to show you a couple amazing hiding spots. Alright, now the first place that I'm going to show you isn't ideal for mid-fight. However, if you're in the middle of a ranked match, circle's ending around here, you lost your team, you got nowhere to go, there's one spot. If you're playing Pathfinder, I think Vantage might be able to get up here as well, but you'd have to be pretty good. Now, if you're playing Pathfinder, Octane, I think, might be able to get up here, and I believe Vantage can get up here. Ash, I don't think her portals go this high, but this is a pretty good hiding spot. Nobody ever looks up here, obviously. If you're in the end circle and you have nowhere to go, you're playing Pathfinder, I think Octane from here, Vantage might be able to get up here as well. I believe this is as high as you can go. Yeah, that'd be your turn to battlefield sign up there. Each of these four corners has one of these little black knobs. You can get on any of them if circle's in a certain situation or if you're trying to avoid a certain team. They're not that difficult to get onto, as you can see. I wouldn't recommend going up there in the middle of a fight, but if you're in a bad situation, you're just trying to get some RP for placement, not a bad hiding spot. On to the next one. Now, this is a hiding spot I would recommend only really trying to get to as Revenant. Getting here as Pathfinder is somewhat simple if you know where on the tree you can actually clip to. The thing about this spot is you are technically within a tree. You can shoot out of the tree, unfortunately, but I believe that also means you can't be shot at while inside of it. It's a pretty decent spot for hiding. If you got a green Pathfinder skin, the one that I do right now, if you're playing Revenant, really easy to get up here. Each tree has a certain spot. The one right there is about where this tree goes. Most trees you can get into if you are good enough. You just have to know where to go. That tree is the one that I normally use. This is a very heavy fighting spot, so if you ever get into a point where you need to hide, you need to get away, if you do it well enough, you do it quick enough, it's somewhere you can go that most people won't even see. As you saw, I did try to get into this tree. This tree is solid pretty much the entire way through. Now, the collision on this tree is very unique, I would have to call it, amongst all the other ones. Most trees, their branches are not solid anywhere. Each of these branches, you can pass right through. You can grapple onto most of them, but as soon as you get to them, you'll phase right through it. However, at the very top of this tree here, there's a single branch that at the very tip of it is solid. You can stand on it. Getting up here is no easy feat, even as Pathfinder. Revenant, I haven't tested. You could probably climb up here pretty decently as him. Coming up here, if you can get up here without these grapples, it's a very good hiding spot. It's pretty close to the center of the map. It's pretty likely in which you can hide out for the rest of the game. Again, if you're playing ranked matches and you've lost your team and all you want is just to get placement, diminish the amount of losses you're going to get, or you've already gotten kills and you just need to sit out, coming up here is not a bad place to go. This is a very easy place to get to. If you're in the middle of a fight, you need to just get away, find anywhere at all, just to pop a quick battery, anything if you Pathfinder. Since it's only really a vertical, you'll get a 10-second cooldown. Your grapple, you can get right up here, pop a bat. I wouldn't recommend it for hiding place. It's pretty easy to see. However, if you come up here in the middle of a fight, especially if it's a full squad fight, you can pop a battery without too much of difficulty. Now, if you're like me and you ever find yourself in the core, nowhere to hide, you're getting surrounded by squads left and right, everywhere around, right here is a quick and very easy place to get. It gives you height, gives you very few angles from below you in any way. The only way anyone's shooting you is from any of these little areas. If they don't see you, you back up here, you can't get shot from most areas, and if you're lucky, no, you can't go any higher. Now, we're in World's Edge. World's Edge has quite a lot of hiding places. It's a pretty old map. Now, I'm going to show you some of the best ones. Now, this is a spot that most people already know about. If you go into the Harvester and you drop in the middle, there are little places all around the edges, right here, that you can land on. You can even land right here, but I wouldn't exactly recommend. This is normally where I go, either right here or on the other side here. You can get here either as Pathfinder, you can get here as anybody, simply by dropping in. However, if you're skilled enough, you can get in here as Pathfinder, you can get in there as Vantage. Probably not anybody else, I wouldn't recommend. But you ever need a place to hide, you ever need a place to go in the middle of getting a chase and they're far enough away that you can get in there, you're pretty likely to get there without being spotted. This is another spot towards right where the core is. It's a pretty decent hiding spot. If you have a pretty dark skin, anything that's gray, you can come right here. Anywhere around is an out of bounds zone, so I wouldn't recommend coming up here if you're trying to hide from a fight, because you go into any of the out of bounds zones, you will have your guns taken away. Can't really go anywhere else. Anywhere up on these tops you can go up to, however, these spots are pretty open on all sides. The place that most people already know about is up here. It's a very easy spot to get to, easy enough to pop a battery, a Phoenix kit, anything if your opponent team does not have a Pathfinder, or any mobility to get up here, if their ults aren't charged, anything like that, this is a great place to go. There's enough room that if anyone's throwing grenades at you, you can maneuver around them. I come here very often. Anytime I'm in a fight, there's squads all around me. Up here is a great place to go. It's very close to the center of the map. Ring often is around here. So, you're ever in a tough spot, I recommend that spot. Pretty much always a good spot to be. This next one can be done either at Thermal Station or Epicenter, as long as you have an area like this. Now, if you're Pathfinder, it's very easy to come up here and just crouch around right up here. Very easy place to be. Great sniping spot. If there's no one below you and you're sniping up here, you can always drop down if someone spots you. However, no one is going to look up here unless you shoot. Now, getting up here as Pathfinder, super easy. You can, however, get up here as anyone else with a little bit of climbing skills. Once you're up here, it's pretty easy to stay. You can do it on any of the sides, depending where the ring is, depending on what squads are around, but I'd say it's probably one of the better hiding spots on this map. This is a spot that has been around for ages, ever since World's Edge was even a thing. I've seen people using this. I've used it a few times myself. Any house, any of the houses where you have this layout, there are quite a few. I know there's one here. I know that there is one right here. There's another one over here at Overlook. There are plenty of places in which you can do this. Come in here. You can do this as any character. Climb up, jump on one of these things. If people are up here, they might see you. Granted, most of the time they don't. If you're afraid of people seeing you up there, right here's not a bad place either, but you'll be a little more likely to be seen down here. If you're up here, and no one is going to see you down here. If they do, you're kind of dead, but if you're coming here in the first place, chances are you're already going to die regardless. Everyone knows Fragment. Terrible place to be. Squads everywhere, and a lot of the times, there's nowhere you can really go. Sometimes you'll be in a building like this. There'll be squad coming over here, squad coming in here, squad below you, squad chasing you down. You can be hiding in a corner, but eventually you will be found. One of the few places to go is jumping right here. It's not a great place to go. However, there's enough time, there's enough confusion in which you'll be able to pop a shield battery there. Now, I gotta get to zone before I die. With Stormpoint being such a big map, obviously, they had to give a lot of thought into where they were going to put their height barrier. The height barrier in Apex makes it so that even if you go to a certain height, as long as you're not on solid ground, you wouldn't necessarily be out of bounds. Once you hit ground on a certain height, you are out of bounds. Such high points on the map, they can't make it that way. So instead, they put invisible barriers. Normally, you can't go through these barriers because, as you can see, it's trying to push me out. However, if you nestle yourself here, since there's a walk right here, it won't allow you to go out. It's a great place to hide, great place to put on... Oh, here we go. Easy place to pop heals, easy place to hide. You cannot be shot up here, and unless a Pathfinder knows how to get up here, they won't be able to get up here either. Now, let's get to another spot. there were a couple other hiding spots that I wanted to showcase on Stormpoint. However, with recent changes, well, I guess not so recent, but changes to the cooldown timers, they patched out a lot of out of bounds things. If you get to a certain height, you can't stay out of bounds, and after 15 seconds, you are pushed out and you instantly die. You can't recover that. And I spent about 2 hours trying to find a couple good, solid spots, but there really wasn't anything. So until I find some more, I'll see you next time.